Hey, so I've been watching this show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Very interesting show. I don't know. I've been trying not to complain too much, because I'm a dude who talks a lot during like TV shows. But I thought this was just it's starting to be a very good series, and I'm starting to just get really into it. But I want to comment on this aspect of like the whole. If I'm right, during the movie Mr. and Mrs. Smith, they had a therapy session. If I'm right, I could be wrong, but I think they had a therapy session. And so, also, if I'm right, isn't this lady? She's the therapist, right here behind her. Isn't she the lady from was it Shattered, Cracked, Splinter? What the heck is that? Now, my M Night Shyamalan movie. She was the lady who's trying to dispel the world from believing in superheroes, and she looks just like her. I'm just saying, but point is like I want to make this video because I I see the trope often with like therapists. And I read this book by Rachel Rowland called "Get Me Out of Here," and it was a great book, very very big book though. And I was really surprised I even read it because I'm not that much of a reader, but it was some very intensive work. And they don't really talk about that in movies. I mean, for one, it's because it takes a long time, and it's seemingly, what do you call it? Simple. It sounds simple. You let people talk. As far as I understand, Freud, one of the things, the first lessons that Freud learned from people is that if you allow them to speak, they'll start giving you more things about themselves just naturally. So if they feel safe enough, I mean, my guess is that if they feel safe enough, they'll feel more inclined to bring up a lot more things and stuff like that without feeling judged or pressured and stuff like that. So, but another thing is just like the trope is that this woman's like very wealthy. She says she flew out her childhood floors from her childhood home and flew them out here. And so the last episode, she really was just saying anything. At least that's what it seemed like. She was really nice, and they really just put therapists in a bad light. I think I've heard people say from Good Will Hunting that he was really a really good therapist. Like he's like a model like TV therapist or movie therapist, where he get people. He is almost like he says the right things, and a good therapist, in my opinion, because I like to call myself a mental health enthusiast, because I really am passionate about mental health. It's helped me a lot, and I definitely would love to have the same thing for other people. But they're good navigators. Now, mind you, I don't know what family marriage therapy is. You're dealing with two people instead of one person, so it can get really messy because their lives are intertwined. Now, mind you, this story is about they're not technically married or technically have a relationship, but they kind of do because of the time they spent together as hitmen or assassins or spies. I'm not even sure what they are particularly. I think they're spies. Um, but yeah, it was just kind of like, the stuff you see from the therapist. They just, uh, it's more than what media lets on. Like it's a lot of navigating. It's a lot of navigating through harsh feelings, through sensitive feelings. It's a lot of gentleness. And from what I heard, it's a lot of theory involved. But when it's allowed to take form and take shape, it can really do a lot of good to somebody's uh frayed psyche and take those steps into repairing it. But I don't really know the dynamics of a. I would say go to what cinema therapy, the YouTube, because at least they have an actual therapist, and I'm sure they could actually talk to. Um, he can give actual notes about what's important with these marriage marriage counseling or marriage therapy. But yeah, yeah, I guess that's it.